All I'm saying, I'm not going to do a whole reaction video to the last card or anything like that because I don't have time and I'm lazy and I'm bad. And I have a million things going on other than this YouTube channel, unfortunately. But I'm the best predictor on YouTube. I'm the only one who knew RDR was going to beat Bo Nickel, and I knew that confidently. But we're not going to, talk about me rewriting history there because I wasn't that confident. But after Sandhagen versus Figueiredo, I'm 42-23 on the year. I don't know what everybody else is because I don't pay attention like that, but that seems like a really, really good record. And I'm going to continue that really, really good record here with UFC 315 Muhammad versus Della Maddelana coming from Montreal, Canada. I'm going to be giving you my breakdowns, predictions, all of that. And with this video at the end, I'm going to do a little new dealio where I give some gambling advice, okay? Just a little bit. So, I'm going to start that here, and then I'm going to try to build on that throughout my upcoming videos because I want to be more professional as like an analyst. And, that is the point of this YouTube channel, is to show my professional development as a sports analyst, specifically in the MMA sector. So, getting into this, the first fight on the card is Brad Katona versus Beksat Almakhan. So this fight, I like Brad Katona, I'm probably like one of the only people on the planet who likes Brad Katona, and that's because I watched the season of The Ultimate Fighter that he won, and I picked him to win that season of The Ultimate Fighter. He was I don't know how to explain this because it almost doesn't matter anymore. For a long time, Bryce Mitchell was undefeated, but the UFC kept saying he had a loss, and that loss was to Brad Katona on The Ultimate Fighter, even though it shouldn't have counted. He was the first person to beat Bryce Mitchell before Ilya Topuria and Josh Emmett, which at this point, more so than being this crazy credentialed win for Brad Katona, it's almost like foreshadowing for the plateau that Bryce Mitchell is at right now in his career. But other than that, I mean, Brad Katona, he trains at SPG Ireland, which, if you don't know, is where Conor McGregor trained at, which is quite possibly the most overrated gym in the entire world. John Kavanagh sucks, and the whole everything about that sucks. But Brad Katona's first, so if you don't know, also, Brad Katona, Bryce Mitchell, they were on the season of The Ultimate Fighter undefeated. So all of them were undefeated. That was the whole deal. Brad Katona joins the UFC, loses to Marab and then somebody else, and then he gets cut. So, like, for a minute, I was, I felt like one of those cool, like, I liked this underground guy for following Brad Katona. In fact, one of the reasons I don't comment on things online, this is going to be a peek behind the curtain, I commented on I just don't like negativity, but that's really funny coming from me. But I commented on Brad Katona won the Fury FC championship, and I commented, "I can't wait to see you back in the UFC." And then somebody replied to that. This is on Instagram. Somebody replied to that comment and said, "That doesn't even make any sense. You're dumb," or something like that. And then, I didn't respond to him. I felt all bad and dumb. But I'm vindicated by the fact that he's back in the UFC, obviously. Moving on, but Beksat, Beksat, he debuted against Umnar, right? Got 30-25'd, He recorded a whole 5 total strikes in that fight, which is insane. That's like record-breakingly low. But to be fair to him, within those 5 strikes, he was able to knock down Umnar, which, like, does that mean? Does that, like, where I'm really almost using Umar versus Marab to pick this fight. I don't know. Beksat's 1-1 in fights that go the distance, but Brad Katona has a whole 5 finishes in his career. So I don't know. I'll pick Bexat. He's striking is almost guaranteed better. Brad Katona's striking is really bad, and if Bexat can, you know, anti-grapple him, then he'll be able to get the W pretty confidently. Moving on to this fight that I literally didn't even know was on the card until right now. Daniel Santos versus Jiang Li. I did zero research for this fight, so I have no clue anything about anything. Daniel Santos is making, I don't know if this is his featherweight debut or if he just fought at bantamweight in his last fight, but ESPN has him as a bantamweight, and this is a featherweight fight. 12-2 record versus 11-2 record. I don't know. I'm really not going to put too much thought into this fight because I didn't know it existed until just now. And I like anime. I'm wearing my Princess Mononoke shirt right now. So I'm just going to pick the little Asian boy and call that a day. Moving on, Marc-Andre Barriault versus Bruno Silva. This one's interesting because both of them aren't really that good. Marc-Andre Barriault, in fact, fucking blows. 16-9 record, bro. He's 35 years old. He's 5-8-1 in the UFC. His best win is Eric Anders, bro. You know what I mean? I put in here, remembered to watch Marc-Andre Barriault versus Chris Curtis. Didn't watch that fight. Don't care. Who cares? Bruno Silva is insane. Like, Bruno Silva is a fucking psychopath, bro. He is... This is one of the craziest stats I've seen since I've been researching these fights. I just smacked my mic, but it's okay. Eat it, dick. 20-0 KO finishes, 0-7 submissions. Do you understand that? He has never been knocked out, but he has never submitted anybody. What? And he's also 23-12, which means he's only won 3 fights by decision, and he's lost 5 fights by decision. He is 4-6 in the UFC, which, for as bad of a record as that is actually better than Marc-Andre Barriault. That's crazy. Lost to really, like, okay, listen to these people that he lost to, because it's all goats. Alex Pereira, okay. Chris Weidman, okay. Shara Bullet, who I don't like. Brendan Allen, GM3. Where are we? What's the problem there? When do we start insulting him? You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know. Marc-Andre Barriault only has 1 career sub, and that seems like the way to beat Bruno Silva. So I'm just gonna pick Bruno Silva. It seems like the more entertaining fight is if Bruno Silva wins. He probably knocks out Marc-Andre Barriault relatively quickly, even first 2 rounds, I would say, hopefully. Moving on, Navajo Sterling versus Ivan Erslan. I really don't understand why Navajo Sterling is such an insane favorite here. It really doesn't make any sense. He's just some random kickboxer that Izzy endorsed, which we've already seen how well that goes. And Ivan has pretty good wrestling. Like, Ivan calls himself a boxer. He trains at American Top Team and has decent grappling. I very much think that he will be able to... He's 14-4 to Navajo Sterling 6-0. I think Ivan Erslan will be able to out experience Navajo Sterling. I think that he's going to have good enough striking to not just immediately get picked apart, and then I think his grappling is going to be what turns the table. I think Ivan Erslan is a better mixed martial artist, and Navajo Sterling might be a better striker, but this is MMA. This isn't a kickboxing match, so I'm going to go with Ivan Erslan. I'm not 100% sure why Navajo Sterling is favored as much as he is. I don't see the hype. Moving on, Modestas Bukauskas versus Ion Cutelaba. This is a standard. This is one of those UFC plotline fights. Some people, and most of the time, it's the people who make YouTube channels. Dana White comes to us in a dream. You know what I mean? And like, you know, Bedtime will get some, Guru will get some. Like, there's different, like, cards get spoiled for you. You know what I mean? Like, you can feel it. You know what results are going to happen. This fight is so obvious to me. I don't understand how Ion Cutelaba isn't like a minus 600 favorite or something. Ion Cutelaba cannot lose this fight. You understand? He beats people like Modestus, and Modestus loses to people like Ion. That's just blatantly how it is. Look at their careers so far and tell me I'm wrong. Even though Modestus is 17-6 and Cutelaba is 19-10, like, you know, you tell me which one of those records is better. Ion Cutelaba, Ion wins. There's literally no doubt in my mind that Ion wins. Moving on, though, Jessica Andrade versus Jasmine Jasudavicius. Jesus fucking Christ with these names. I definitely could have pronounced that if I put more effort into remembering how to pronounce it, but it's whatever. This is another I don't understand. You guys know Jessica Andrade is younger than Jasmine, right? And she's a former fucking champion. Like, Jessica Andrade is good. Like, really, really, really good. I don't know why people are hating on her all of a sudden. All of her previous losses, minus Natalia Silva, got title shots off of beating Jessica Andrade. You know what I'm saying? She is still very much the person who, like, you have to be this good. She's the number one contender in whatever division she's in. If she's not the champion, she is easily the next best. And, like, she lost to Yan Jianan and Tatiana Suarez. They both immediately get a title shot. She loses to Natalia Silva. Natalia Silva is fighting Alexa Grasso on this exact card. Alexa Grasso just lost the title to Valentina Shevchenko. You understand what I'm saying? Jessica Andrade is right there for a title. Jasmine Jasudavicius, I don't understand, or Jasudavicius, I don't understand. I mean, I get her hype, but she's not experienced like that, bro. Do you remember Lemos got standing arm barred, or arm triangle, like triangle choked? There's levels to this. I understand mileage is a factor, but women mature quicker than men, you know what I mean? And so if 35 is the age of decline, and that's when we start going for guys, what's the age for women? You know what I mean? And Jasmine is 36, bro. 36-year-old prospect at fucking women's 125. Like, what are we doing here? I'm picking Jessica Andrade. I think this is a really simple. I don't know. This it makes me second guess my knowledge, because sometimes I look at odds and then I go, what? Like, do I not know anything? What do you know that I don't know? I've been watching this sport for God only knows how long, and these odds makers just completely disagree with me. But it's because the odd makers actually don't know what's going on. That's the real problem with it. But anyway, yeah, I'm picking Jessica Andrade. That's one of my that is my most valuable underdog, actually, is Jessica Andrade. Moving on, though, Mike Mallet versus Charles Radke. I don't know. This is an interesting one. Both of these guys are a little old now, and they started super duper 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 young. Charles Radke lost to Carlos Prates and Austin Hubbard, which Carlos Prates isn't that bad of a loss, but oh my God, is Austin Hubbard a terrible loss. Well, Mike Mallet, on the other hand, got fraud checked by Neil Magny. You know, I mean, it happens. He got caught lacking. People put a lot of hype into Mike Mallet. I will say, though, he's got little T-Rex arms. He's very, very stubby, small arms for how tall he is. But with that being said, I'm probably leaning Mike Mallet. I think he has the grappling advantage. I don't think Charles Radke is that good, and I think they're kind of feeding Mike Mallet this fight so that he can get a good old-fashioned Canadian W. Yeah, I don't know, Mike Mallet, FTW, you know what I'm saying? Moving on, Benoit Saint Denis versus this random Canadian guy that people dislike more than they dislike Benoit Saint Denis. What's his name? Kyle Prepolek? Yeah, I don't know. Obviously, Benoit Saint Denis wins this one. He's a minus 1,300 favorite. This fight got put together this week, and it's one of the reasons it took me so long to make this video, because I had all these notes on Benoit Saint Denis versus Joel Alvarez, and then Joel Alvarez pulls out of the fight, and then we're like, oh, interesting. I don't know why, interesting. But yeah, that this one takes no actual analysis. It's way too short notice for him to get the W, I think. Moving on, Alexa Grasso versus Natalia Silva. As I already said, Natalia Silva is in this position from beating Jessica Andrade, which shows you how good Jessica Andrade still is. I don't know. Silva, she's got 12 finishes, 7 submissions, 5 KOs. Grasso struggles against good grapplers, even though she submitted Valentina. I don't know. This is a good one. I might pick mommy feet, mommy, show me your feet, mommy, Alexa Grasso, where are your feet? Sorry. I don't know. Natalia Silva identifies as a Taekwondo person, which is silly. And Alexa Grasso is a good old-fashioned Mexicano boxer. Alexa Grasso is just coming off her title aspirations, or, title lineage, I get, like her entire run. I don't know. Is it Natalia Silva's time? Are we already passing over Alexa Grasso? I don't know. Yeah, I'll go Alexa Grasso. I'm picking Alexa Grasso with this one. She's a plus 210 underdog. She's actually another one of my valuable underdogs. So yeah, I'll pick Alexa Grasso for this one. But this is actually, funny enough, the one that I'm most like about. But yeah, I'll put my neck out for Alexa Grasso. Moving on, Jose Aldo versus Ayman Zahabi. Jose Aldo has 27 more fights with 1 more year of age. Do you understand that? 1 year older, 365 days older, less than actually 27 more fights. You average like 3 fights a year, and he has 27 more fights. So if we're talking experience, bro, you know what I mean? It's not even. But yeah, I don't know. What can I say that everybody else hasn't already said? Aldo should be fighting higher up. He shouldn't be fighting a nonsense prospect that nobody knows, like Ariel Helwani. He should be fighting for championships. He should be fighting high-level contenders. He should be fighting legacy fights. He should be fighting like Henry Cejudo or some dumb shit like that. I don't know. I don't know. I'm a sheep, though. I'll pick Jose Aldo because it seems like the general consensus is that everybody thinks Jose Aldo is going to win. Moving on, Valentina Shevchenko versus Mianan Fiorot. This one is also interesting because, again, is it over for Valentina? Is the arc over? Are we really going to see her definitively get her title back from Alexa Grasso just to immediately lose it to a French woman? Is that what's going to happen? Are we going to get a real definitive French champion? Is that what's going to happen? Because Cyril Gane didn't count. We all know Cyril Gane didn't count. I don't know. I really don't know. Valentina is a Muay Thai person. Fiorot, that doesn't matter at this point, though. Valentina's 37 years old. That's really how much stock am I going to put into the fact that Valentina's 37 years old? Yeah, I'm sorry, Valentina. I think I might have to pick Fiorot on this one. Very, very, very unfortunate. But, yeah, I think I gotta pick Fiorot. It doesn't make sense. I don't know. It feels like across the board, it's the end of an era. You know what I mean? We've been losing a lot of these champs. I don't think Valentina can hold on for that much longer. I think Fiorot is going to get it, as tough as that is for me to say. And then moving on to the main event, obviously we got Belal Muhammad versus Jack Della Maddelana. With this fight, I don't know. Belal's an old man at this point in the sport. You know what I mean? He's 36 years old. I actually thought he was older than that. But JDM is only 28. JDM lost his first 2 pro MMA fights, and he has not lost since. So, people, he's this against grapplers. He hasn't lost, though. You know what I mean? Not for a really long time. So what are you gonna say? Belal Muhammad has been dropped in 3 fights, and he has lost 3 fights. So it seems like if you have that ability to make it a standing and striking fight, Canelo hand like he he doesn't actually have Canelo hands. I'll just say that. Uh, I don't know. I'm picking JDM just because it's the more interesting thing. You know, I'm a fan of the sport. I like being happy when I watch. I like caring and tuning in to the fights that are on as they're presented. So I'm just gonna root for JDM because back to the Jose Aldo, I'm a sheep, and I don't like Bilal because nobody likes Bilal. You know what I mean? He's just Bilal little. No, Bilal is actually kind of funny. He's just I don't know. I don't like him because I like Wonder Boy a lot. You know what I mean? That's the thing. A lot of people can't point to the reason that they don't like Bilal. Here's my reason for not liking Bilal. Because in 2021, when Stephen Thompson, I thought, still had a path to the title, Bilal went in there. Oh, man. Gilbert Burns said the same thing. But it's okay. Whatever. Bilal sucks. JDM's going to win. Hopefully. Bilal has a whole 6 finishes in 24 wins. Isn't that sad? But yeah, I mean, well, what else is there to say, really? Oh, yeah. Fucking maybe my gambling picks. But yeah, so moving on to my new fun gambling advice section. I picked out three underdogs that I think have surprising amounts of value that I think if you were to put any amount of money line on them, you would be happy. And that's Ivan Erslan beating Navajo Sterling money line, Jessica Andrade beating Jasmine whatever the fuck money line, and Alexa Grasso beating Natalia Silva money line. Any one of those are over 200 odds. Erslan at the time recording is plus 245, Andrade is plus 250, and Grasso is plus 210. Any of those, you put $10 on it, you'll make $10 or $20 back, so you'll have $30 total, roughly. And yeah, I just think I think any of those would probably hit. And I also cooked together just a small little 4-leg parlay. I don't want to get too crazy with the first time I'm giving gambling advice, but I will see if this hits. Just as straight, all these are straight money line. I got Jose Aldo, Ion Cutelaba, Mike Mallet, and then Bruno Silva. So if you put all those together into a little parlay, that's plus 872. So again, you put $10 on that, you make $87 back. So then that actually becomes $97 because you also get the money that I don't know if you know that, but you also get the money that you bet back. So yeah.